What's up, everybody out there in YouTube land? Wrath2501 here. Alright, with the other half of Double Feature Friday, we got something from the If the Emperor Had a Podcast. It's episode 3, Inquisition, Draco. This is the first 40K novel, whatever the hell that means. Alright, so yeah, this one's pretty long. It's going to be, once again, in multiple parts, guys. Sorry, that's just the way it goes, okay? Excuse me. Anyway, so let's get this started and go. Okay, nothing was happening. Is this supposed to be like this? There's music, which is kind of cool, but we ain't got no video here. And we don't get no intro or nothing. Okay, we got something here. Here we go.
Attention, denizens of the Imperial Palace and beyond. This Voxcast publique is designated Omega Prioris. Continue
Omega Prioris? Damn.
But listen at least partly to this very inappropriate announcement.
Wait, what?
Thought for the day.
What the hell am I getting into?
You have to be 18 standard or older to listen to this. Anything else is unsuitable and heresy.
Okay. Oh, good lord, what have I got? Oh, they got a new lineup. Oh, there's Magnus. There's only one. There's two of the custodians. They're missing one.
This was not the kind of break
Dumpy Grimbo.
Dumpy Grimbo, what?
Yes.
Hi. Hi. I am Manclesiarch Decius the 23rd. I have been brought onto this Voxcast to...
What?
Well, this record goes by the name Inquisitor, written by the illustrious scribe Ian Watson, author of the screen story for Steve Spielman's AI.
It is the oldest non-anthology record found in the library. Its age surpasses even that of records covering the Horus Heresy. It indeed seems to be even older than the library itself.
This tome was found in several different publications, with its alternative title being Draco by Ian Watson, author of the screen story for Steve Spellman's AI.
It is the first part of the Inquisition War trilogy by Ian Watson, author of the screen for Stephen's Abominable Intelligence.
It's also been found by me under the names the Philosopher's Stone and the Sausager's Stone by Ian Watson, author of the Harry Spielberg series.
It is
Harry Spielberg
by Ian Watson, author of the screen story for Steph Spellborg's
I have never read this book. I do not know why, but now I have, and my life has forever changed.
Oh god, I don't think that's a good thing.
Has awakened things in me.
Okay, this is very bad.
Terrible things.
Oh good lord, what the hell am I getting into?
See them through my empty eye.
This
oh yeah, that's right, he lost his eye.
Was a mistake.
Rippling Minotaur abs.
What the fuck?
I am sorry, boy.
Oh, you see things that aren't there through an eye you no longer have too?
This book is a cold, wet towel wrapped around the midriff of my mind. It drenches us with its lurid text, the text that is the water dribbling from the frigid towel that is this book, soaking us until one can do naught but become united with one's uncomfort.
Yes, that is literally how the book is written throughout. It is like sour magic.
Yes, magic. Living chocolate amphibians, a ridiculous prospect.
To be wholly transparent,
I get the feeling he didn't read the same book.
Personally kind of enjoyed is perhaps a bit strong, but liked this book. It was wacky, uproarious, and quite varied.
But you are wrong, King of Nipples.
King of Nipples
proves beyond doubt why the normals have to be eradicated, you see.
What did you just fucking call me?
Throughout the reading of this, we discovered that this writer has...
You know what? Magnus is kind of my favorite in this.
Also penned a record filed under the name of... Orgasm Machine.
What the
not had the distinct
fuck?
pleasure of reading that one. But based on our findings reading Inquisitor, Ian Watson also writing a book called Orgasm Machine. Makes a lot of sense.
My Emperor, please join me in my crusade to kink shame Ian Watson back to the Eye of Terror. Tell us of your opinion.
Numerous times, this record tries to insinuate that I am little more than an raving skeleton upon a golden toilet. Therefore I hate it, and it needs to go.
You've insinuated such things about yourself on numerous occasions, Father.
Nobody riff on me but me.
He's right, as you know.
That's mighty petulant, Father.
Is there anything of value to be gleaned from this foul text, my lord?
I believe there to be some erudite knowledge intermingled with the layers of rancid fluff that thickens this book.
Rancid.
It would, however, be hard for anyone to coerce this knowledge on a single read. It is style over substance given form.
In what manner should we go about covering the contents of this record?
There is only one way. We must cover each chapter. One by one.
Oh god. Wait, what did that say? What did it say?
By one.
Amused laughter. Oh, why?
Quote, Stanley Kubrick, legendary Hollywood directographist, in conversation with Ian Watson, author of the screen story for Steve Spielman's up-and-coming project, So strangely, I sent you a pre-publication copy of my new book Inquisitor that I have written. Please tell me what you think of it.
Who knows you? Maybe this is my next movie.
Oh my god.
Who knows you? Maybe this is my next movie. Maybe this is my next movie.
Is there a reason for this?
Maybe this is my next movie. Next movie. Next movie.
Let us begin.
Inquisitor, pre-prologue.
This book begins with a pre-prologue, as so many books of legend do. It first needs pointing out that there are many minor differences between the record named Inquisitor and the one named Draco. Draco is the name of the Inquisitor we follow throughout this epic, and I figure the name change was a result of the Inquisition not wanting Jacques Draco and his base love quest associated with the Inquisition as a brand.
It appears as though Draco is a newer version of the same book.
Ah, yes.
But with some changes to certain elements and descriptors, possibly in an effort to cover up unwanted information, as is the Inquisition's wont.
Morbidly accurate, Ecclesiarch.
Man, Ecclesiarch, please.
Man, Ecclesiarch? What?
Well, the pre-prologue of Draco does make this clear with a note that reads, and my condolences in beforehand, for it is quite long. My Lord High Inquisitor, I have now examined this particular archive as you requested of me. I can state that the text does truly date from a time around 1200 years before the present day. However, in the absence of a true physical copy of the work, dating a record that exists only as a data file upon our cogitator with any real precision is beyond the abilities of even my most skilled tech priests. As to its content, there is little to tell. I have been unable to acquire any evidence of the existence of an Inquisitor of our order by the name of Jacques Draco. Indeed, my researches have led me to believe that none of the orders have any record of such a personage. However, I have not been permitted access to their most hidden archives, and I cannot therefore offer a definitive answer as to his non-existence. Of his
is anything in the Warhammer universe canon?
The work itself states that the Calidus Temple acknowledges the presence upon its roll of infamy as such named assassin. Yet in all my years, I have never heard of such a request for information producing such an unequivocal result. The secretive leaders of the assassin shrines openly would even acknowledge any such query from those outside their order is, frankly, unbelievable. The Navigator, well, we know of all the scorn with which our brothers in the Navis Nobilite regard outside inquiries. As to the Abhuman, the thread is cut. The accursed hive fleet of the Tyrannid put paid to that line too long ago. I cannot believe, however, that even a renegade Inquisitor, if that is what this Draco really was, would tolerate the presence of such a disgusting mutation. Lord, I understand full well that my role is to examine the facts as they are presented, to report upon the technical
aspects of this
aspects
this may or may not be true,
alone.
may or may not be canon.
But I must confess to you now, I am sorely troubled. I have been serving you in my capacity as Master Librarian for 2 centuries now, but never have you asked me to report upon such a tangled morass of bare half-truths and inferences. If even a fragment of what this memoir purports to reveal is truthful, it implies a conspiracy of the most mind-warping complexity.
Ooh, conspiracy, I like that.
Yet where is the evidence? Without it, this work can be nothing but a blasphemous heresy, a traitorous farrago of the most evil kind. This work would be better destroyed than be recorded in any form, lest it one day be revealed to cause who knows what damage to the minds of scholars less skeptical than ourselves. I implore you, Lord, let me erase this heresy. May the Golden Throne watch over you. R.
R, that's it.
Who knows you? Maybe this is my next movie.
What the hell is up with that?
This inquisitorial droning was no doubt added after the record was, somehow, discovered by the rest of the Inquisition.
The conclusion of their review of this book is eerily similar to mine.
I have to say, though, Uncle Vernon was a dutiful man. His loyalty to the Imperium was commendable. His son's death to the bearish Abhuman was tragic.
Don't remember that, but looking at the epilogue of the
he definitely read a different book.
I liked when they had to specify that the squats are all dead simply because a squat appeared in the record as one of Inquisitor Draco's followers. Oh, if you don't happen to know, dear listeners, the squats were a strain of very short and, well, squat abhumans that lived here in the galaxy at some point. Don't quite recall when.
They were basically bicurd dwarves from space.
Oh right, they died to Tyrannid invasion. Eaten.
Shit.
So many corpses.
Here I munch.
And the Tyranids
the
ability to be short. Hey.
I'm surprised the mutant-loathing Inquisition didn't just straight-up censor the squat's identity and replace it with, say, that of a tech priest or something. I feel like I've seen that done somewhere else, but not in any of these publications. Regardless, more squad formation will be unearthed in the reading. Let us go!
Inquisitor. Prologue.
Oh god, man, we're just not getting the prologue here?
Another warning.
Befitting of this book.
Unlike the former, this warning is also plastered onto the original version.
It explains that this record is the Liber Secretorum, or the Book of Secrets, of Jock Draco, the Renegade Inquisitor, the individual whom we follow through this record.
So what would a Liber Secretorum be?
By asking that question, you have confirmed it works as intended.
Yeah.
Perhaps each Inquisitor keeps their own horrid little diary.
Either way, the prologue goes on to ponder if this book is, in actuality, a weapon designed to sabotage faith and duty, which, yes, that makes sense.
We have the galaxy-spanning ecclesiarchy on one side, preaching from a holy book written by our very heretical brother, Lorgar. Then, on the other side, you've got a book of very niche fetish pornography, which is being treated by the Inquisition as the most heretical thing known to man.
I think it should be.
Priorities are in place.
We did stop preaching from that book, my lord.
Have you really?
Oh,
actively
dude.
trying to. We are actively trying to.
My one eye may be blind, but the black pit still sits. It sees shadows, beings past our reality, and the book has enlightened me as to their true nature.
I have changed my mind. This fetish pornography is definitely worse. No.
Did he tell you to burn things?
A rank amongst the Inquisition's dedicated demon
Mirror's
hunting
boy
division is
starting to
also
bond
mentioned
with
known as
Magnus
Hidden
here?
Masters. This is very incongruous, especially given that Jack Draco is a member of the Ordo Malleus, which is as fucking subtle as the namesake implies.
And after this, the actual prologue begins.
A good book
actual
starts
prologue.
with one prologue. The adventure of a lifetime starts off with at least 3.
It finally introduces Jack Draco, who's writing in first person here. He is, and I quote, a secret inquisitor of the Ordo Malleus.
Not so secret anymore.
Secret Inquisitor is practically an oxymoron, Ian Watson.
Secret Inquisitor Jack Draco starts hyping up his secret adventure by spoiling the key events in the book. He says he has gone to both the Eye of Terror far in the galactic north and the Emperor's very throne room in secret.
In
Then he
secret.
briefly humble brags about having done those things even while considered an impossibility by the masses. One man could not possibly have gone on such a journey, yet here he is.
He goes on to claim Inquisitors are seekers of truth, which is true, except when it's not, which is always.
They may seek
Which
the
is
truth,
always.
but when they found the truth, they tend to cover up the truth with heresy blankets and then pretend like the truth is the not truth.
What?
Truth.
What? Exactly.
And now, a metaphor for your consideration by Ian Watson.
Oh, good lord. I hate metaphors.
Possession of a secret is no blessing, no hidden jewel. Rather, it is akin to a poisoned toad lurking inside a gem-encrusted box.
Oh, bravo! Just
Good.
beautiful.
Okay.
I like those.
You may expect this sort of analogy to be but a one-off. It is not.
Secret Inquisitor Jack
is not.
Draco then starts telling this story in third person, likely for dramatics. It will become obvious as we continue why that possibly could be.
His reasoning is actually as follows. Though no demon I feel in my bones that it might prove inauspicious to utter my own name overmuch in my own voice, lest I somehow be summoned and bound by hostile human forces.
Heh?
Therefore, I shall become he. I, Jacques Draco, will tell the story
Is
of
this
Jacques
like a-
Draco's
is
experiences
this like a
to his
gender
Delta Cube in the hopes that the
pronoun-
master of
preferred
the Malleus
pronoun thing?
or of
Seems
the
like it.
Inquisition may authenticate the truth of what I report and determine to take action. In that event, you, whoever you are, wherever you are, wherever, whenever, may be scanning these words as part of a briefing poised on the brink of a deadly mission. I hail you, fellow Inquisitor, Marine Commander, Hidden Master, whomever. You see, this is probably one of the worst things you could listen to before undertaking an assignment as he suggests, mostly because the grammar requires you to read it 2 or 3 times.
Hail, Draco, I am your emperor. Allow me to reiterate what you have just said. Your reason for writing in third person from here on out is, in fact, not because you wrote the contents of the book in before you wrote this disclaimer. It is instead because you are avoiding having your newly disgusted comrades run their way into your love quest dungeon and to bind you down. I completely understand this was the same logic that drove me to not tell my Primarchs about my Webway project.
I hate everything you just said and I will ignore it.
Ah!
So, I particularly like the implication that he is invoking the true name clause as though he were a demon, similar to the name he provides as an example, Flygzlzale.
Where am I?
Oh my lord!
Fuck off.
Shit, a giant skeleton!
No demons in the throne room, Magnus.
I like that.
No
I like
promises are
that.
made.
No promises are
So, hey,
Wait, where the hell?
I'm
Oh shit! A
unsure
giant
why the secret inquisitor in question, Draco,
I like that the demon
appears
gets shocked.
unusually far into the record. Also, his one defining characteristic is to act like a shitty little snake child. Just like a boy.
Eat the death porridge, sir.
Shut it,
damn.
Snap.
Damn.
Moving on. Draco begins
Damn,
the
good
story of his
one.
companions, of which there are 3. The first is the previously mentioned Squat, who goes by the name of Grim.
Dumpy Grimbo.
The second companion is a navigator named Vitaly Google, who apparently looks very old, but is only about 30. A bit par for the course there, I suppose. The last one is a Calidus assassin, of all things, who, plays the role of Draco's mistress.
This is the first of many signs that this book is going to fuckland and never returning.
And never Melindy.
Oh,
Quite a
man.
gaggle of misfits.
Yes, I'd imagine
Freaks
from
and
the outset that
weirdos.
this looks to be a fun adventure filled with peril and entertainment and clowns.
Halt, brother. If we want to quip about this book every time we find something objectionable, we will remain in this chamber until next week. The boy will starve.
Wait, no. I can just drink my own blood.
No.
I would like to add that he is not speaking in hyperbole. I can determine that we would actually be in here for an entire week.
I guess we should just keep it to a minimum then.
Yeah, well, that's the end of the 20th and final prologue anyhow, so, yeah, moving on to the
20th
first chapter.
Damn, finally. How long is it taking? 20 damn minutes for us to get to one damn chapter.
Thank you. The chapter opens up on the planet of Stalinvast, in a hive city known as Vasilaryov, amidst a vast and ever-encroaching junglescape.
The Hive City keeps the jungle from getting any closer to the walls by shooting it with a number of gun turrets. This being a very effective use of time, energy, and resources, rather than using a series of defoliants instead.
Perhaps they have more ammo than they do Weed Killer. Isn't the Hive City in question a manufactorum as well?
Yes, they also use the jungle as target practice for their weapons testing. It then goes on to describe a group of robotic warriors who are also being constructed and tested.
This is strange. All robots in the 42nd millennium are considered archaeotech. It is considered impossible to construct new ones, unless this world happens to have found an incredibly rare STC and never shed it.
Okay, I'm sorry, I don't know exactly what an STC is, but I'm assuming it's a record of how to build certain technology.
Absolutely stellar description of the High City's towers, being large Cora-like towers with rose red, scarlet, purple, pink colors. It then goes on to describe a
doesn't
series
sound
of
like a Hive
suburban
City.
structures which are likened to a fungal dinner plate.
Not very appropriate colors for a hive city.
It's all the colors of the warp.
Hogwarts truly is a disgusting locale.
There are also space marine vehicles being produced here, as well as space marines going through harrowing jungle exercises. And it then swiftly moves on to describe what appears to be a gene stealer infestation that is rapidly eradicating everything in the Hive City.
That is a gene stealer. Rapid a tonal shift as I've ever
And
heard.
there's finally some interactions between the 4 primary figures that we shall follow for the remainder of the record.
Secret Inquisitor Draco has the hots for the Calidus assassin.
Everyone has the hugs for the Calidus assassin.
Don't really think they become an item, though. I think Draco and the girl end up hating each other due to psychic chauvinism.
I think you might be skipping ahead somewhat.
Draco talks for a bit about the
Oh, that's why he's doing the Harry Potter thing. Draco Malfoy. Okay, I get that.
Calidus.
I must remind everyone that Calidus is not a fucking planet.
Indeed, my lord, it is a temple.
Yes, and how she's dressed in a very thin toga and wearing pointed Eldar-like shoes. Clown shoes, no, of course.
I mean, the party is intentionally disguised as a rogue trader and his entourage, so it makes sense.
Clown shoes never make sense in any context, and I will not have you debate this. Anyway,
you would be
Thank you very much, that's very true.
Anyway,
he would be
Draco
verbally
is on
murdered.
the planet to oversee a not secret inquisitor, one Hawk Obisbal, as well as
He
the
would be
quelling of
verbally
a Gene
murdered.
Stealer uprising. Apparently, nobody bothered to tell him that Gene Stealers are not Koaz demons, as he seems to think they are.
In his defense, I am fairly certain that most people were unaware that gene stealers were tyrannids until recently.
It's fair, since the Gene Stealers came long before the Tyranids arrived in the galaxy. The Tyranids' morbid answer to a vanguard.
Oh boy, here he comes.
Boy, close your ears.
There is then an overly long description of
Oh, God.
Lindy getting naked, taking polymorphin, coating herself in sinskin from a spray can, and leaping into some ductworks. While this happened, the lads are openly staring at her supple form as she crams herself into a ventilation shaft.
Polyjuice potion is a hell of a drug, kids.
The purpose of this action is to continue
wrong
to
reference, but
oversee
he's
the
not
battle
wrong.
between the Planetary Defense Force and the Gene Stealer incursion.
In the concept.
In the scene prior to this, Jock utilizes some sort of Jokero technology.
Fucking techno monkey tech.
There are these little
I know who those guys are, the
drones
robot
that are almost
monkeys, or
invisible
sort of-
to the naked eye, with which he uses to investigate the battle
cyber
as it
monkeys.
unfolds.
As you know, using an undetectable means of subterfuge and investigation is the lesser of the two options, when your other option is to send out a large, pleather-bound woman who has to crawl through ductwork and kill people to remain undetected.
But she needs to help kill the aliens, or they'll steal their genes.
Wizards don't wear jeans, shut up, boy!
And that covers Chapter 1.
Okay. So I'm going to end that one here. That was 25 minutes. Good lord. The first chapter was 5 minutes. The prologues took 20 damn minutes. Holy crap. And this thing has still got over an hour to go. So this one's going to be a while, guys. Quite a while. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed that. That was some good lines right there. I am glad to see Magnus in the podcast because I get a huge kick out of him. So far in this channel, he's like my favorite character. Excuse me, with Rogel Dorn being a close second. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed that. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to me. Click on the link to the original down in the description. Get down to Bravo Alpha Busa's site and subscribe to him. And I will see you guys next time. Tune in every day for new content. Bye-bye.